and today we will study alkaline phosphatase here. So in alkaline phosphatase, what we need to know that this alkaline phosphatase is elevated when there are two conditions. One is a normal physiological condition, another is a pathological condition. So there are two conditions in which we can observe the elevated level of alkaline phosphatase in the blood. So what are the normal physiological conditions in which alkaline phosphatase level can be more than the normal range? So we consider when a patient is above 60 years of age. So in a patient above 60 years of age, we may get higher level of alkaline phosphatase in the sample. Children and adolescents, means those who are at the at this age of growing age. So where the bones are rapidly growing, okay, and so here also children and adolescent patient also usually alkaline phosphatase level will be higher. So this can be considered normal. Pregnancy, like when there is a pregnancy, so in during pregnancy condition, this alkaline phosphatase becomes higher. And why the pregnancy the alkaline phosphatase is higher? So we need to know that there's an influx of placental alkaline phosphatase into the blood. Okay, so placental alkaline phosphatase is a additional or extra alkaline phosphate enzyme. So this influx of means addition of this placental enzyme into the blood leads to increase in the level of alkaline phosphatase in the sample. It is also considered that blood group having type O and type B, so they have excess alkaline phosphatase in the blood. Okay, so this is the prevalence that those who are having O and B blood group. It's not, what is the reason behind this? We don't know about this, but this is the normal physiological variation where we can see the higher level of alkaline phosphatase even in the normal condition. Okay, now let's go to the let's know about what are the pathological condition where alkaline phosphatase level is higher side, like cholestatic liver disorder. Okay, cholestatic liver disorder where liver is abnormal because of some blockage. Okay, blockage in the bile duct. Okay, and because of that the alkaline phosphatase level is higher. uh, infiltrative liver disease. What is infiltrative liver disease? Where liver tissues are infiltrated by other abnormal tissues or abnormal cells. This can be seen in the cancer condition or amyloidosis condition. Okay. So this disorder also infiltrative liver disease where alkaline phosphatase level is. When is rickets? Rickets is a vitamin D deficiency in the children. So, or this leads to elevated level of alkaline phosphatase. Osteomalacia is a normal bones, okay, in the adult. Okay, so here alkaline phosphatase increases when the patient suffer from osteomalacia. Hyperparathyroidism, where parathyroid gland function abnormally higher. Okay, so increase the function gland. So in such condition, parathormone is released, and this parathormone, which is secreted gland, is higher, and this leads to extra phosphatase in the blood. Where alkaline phosphatase is higher, and malignancies of other bones. So other related to the bones are what is a condition in which alkaline phosphatase is at the higher side. Now, tissue distribution of alkaline phosphates. If we talk about the tissue distribution, that how these alkaline phosphates are distributed in our body. So mainly, we can see that 5 isoenzymes of alkaline phosphates are there. Alkaline phosphatase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whereas alkaline phosphatase 1, it is found in liver, and so its level is increased in obstructive jaundice, biliary cirrhosis, right? Similarly, alkaline phosphatase is mainly found in the bone, and it is increased in replacement therapy. Okay, voice clear नहीं आ रही है? Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
So we are learning about the tissue distribution of alkaline phosphatase, where we can see the alkaline phosphatase have 5 isoenzymes. Okay, the 5 varieties of alkaline phosphatase are present in our blood, which comes from different organs, different tissues. We can see here the alkaline phosphatase 1 comes from liver tissues, alkaline phosphatase 2 from bone, 3 from placenta, 4 from when there is a disorder, damage to this particular organ or tissues. So we can see these particular isoenzymes are increased in such condition, like liver damage, liver disease, which can be observed as obstructive jaundice, biliary cirrhosis. Okay, so this is related to the liver disorder. Okay, so where alkaline phosphatase level will be higher side. Rickets, Paget's disease, it's related to bone. So specifically alkaline phosphatase 2 is increased. Alkaline phosphatase 3, so this is increased in the second and third trimester of the pregnancy, whereas it can also be decreased when there is a placental insufficiency or fetal death. So if there is a placental insufficiency, the placenta is not normal, the placenta is defected, okay, unable to supply nutrients and blood to the fetus, or if there is a death of fetus. So in such condition, this alkaline phosphatase third number will decreases, okay, but it tends to increase when there is a second and third trimester of pregnancy. Whereas alkaline phosphatase 4, which is found in the intestinal cells, so it may increase in abnormally when there is an intestinal disease, and even after gastrectomy surgery. Okay, so gastrectomy is a removal of or cutting of the intestinal intestine. Okay, the gastric basically what we consider is a intestinal tract. When we cut it, when we operate it through the surgery, so because there is a tissue damage, and because of this, alkaline phosphatase particularly will increase in the and alkaline kidney, and it is kidney disorder. The tissue distribution of alkaline phosphatase, we have seen that alkaline phosphatase 1 to 5 found in different organs, and accordingly they are increasing the respective disorders. In serum, normal serum, liver and bone exercise. Okay. What happens? Normally we collect blood sample from the normal patient. So what happens? Alkaline phosphatase usually comes from the liver and the bone. Okay. So these two alkaline phosphatase, two first and seconds are normally we can see in normal. There is a Regan and Nagao, which are abnormal alkaline phosphatase, usually present the carcinomas and metastasis. So this is the another typical alkaline phosphatase known as Regan and Nagao. Okay, Regan and Nagao are the abnormal alkaline phosphatase, and which are typically identified under the carcinomas and metastasis. So carcinoma and metastasis are the specific conditions where researcher has identified abnormal type of alkaline phosphatase, which is found normally in our body. Okay, it is always observed when there is a carcinoma or metastasis condition. Let's know about amylase. The normal range of amylase is 30 to 140 international units per liter, and the serum level of amylase is, the serum level of amylase more than 1000 units are seen within 24 hours of active pancreatitis. So the value above 1000 units, if it is observed in the serum, then we consider it as pancreatitis. Pancreatitis is the inflammation of pancreas. A raised serum activity is also seen in perforated peptic ulcer and intestinal obstruction. So the serum level of this amylase, can be also seen when there is a peptic ulcer, perforated peptic ulcer, or when there is an intestinal obstruction. So this amylase can be also increased in this particular condition. Tissue distribution of amylase. Amylase can be of salivary amylase, S type amylase, or P type means pancreatic amylase. So S means salivary gland organ, P is a pancreas. So distribution of amylase is in salivary gland and in pancreas. So as amylase is increased in parotitis or MOMS, which are the inflammation or abnormalities related to salivary gland, whereas pancreatitis, which is inflammation of pancreas, so P amylase is increased. So in serum, normally, if you talk about the normal serum, we can see that 60% of amylase of the normal serum comes from the salivary gland, whereas 40% of the normal serum amylase comes from the pancreas. So this is what we learned about the distribution of amylase in our tissues. Lipase. Normal range, this is 0 to 160 unit per liter, and the levels above 2800 unit per liter are seen in acute pancreatitis. So lipase and amylase are the both tests. They are prescribed together because both of them are produced in the pancreas. High levels are also reported in perforated duodenal ulcer, peptic ulcer, and intestinal obstruction. So here, these are the another conditions where lipase levels can also become higher side. Let's know about aldolase. Aldolase is it's a moderate increase in the dermatomyositis and muscular dystrophies. So aldolase enzyme is a glycolysis enzyme. So the level of aldolase in the blood is increased when there is a dermatomyositis and when there is a muscular dystrophy. So these are the two disorders related to the skeletal muscles. So highest values are seen in Duchenne type of muscular dystrophies. So again, this is a disease of muscles. Tissue distribution of aldolase. Here we have three types of aldolase in our body. Aldolase A present in muscle, aldolase B present in liver, aldolase C present in brain. And accordingly, aldolase A, when there is muscle damage, aldolase A will be increased. So muscle damage is muscular dystrophies. When there is a hepatitis, so aldolase B will increase. When there is a neurological disorder, aldolase C will increase, particularly in the serum. Okay. Let's know about acid phosphatase. Acid phosphatase, they're highly increased in bone metastasis, prostate carcinoma. Tissue distribution of acid phosphatase is here. We have two types of acid phosphatase. One is the prostatic acid phosphatase, and another we consider as a non-prostatic acid phosphatase. Prostatic acid phosphatase comes from the prostate gland, whereas non-prostatic acid phosphate comes from tissue other than the prostate, like RBC, platelet, leukocytes, bone marrow, bone, liver, spleen, kidney, and intestine. And this prostatic acid phosphatase is considered as a tumor marker, and hence it is increased in the prostate cancer. This prostatic acid phosphatase is inhibited by tartrate reagent. Okay, so if we use tartrate in the serum, so this enzyme will be inhibited. Similarly, non-prostatic acid phosphatase is inhibited by a reagent formaldehyde or pipric ions. So if you want to measure prostatic acid phosphatase, we need to inhibit this enzyme. If you want to measure non-prostatic acid phosphatase, we need to get tartrate so that it can be inhibited. So ACP, what we consider acid phosphatase, is mainly present in the lysosomes of these particular cells. So we have completed this much today. Is there any question? Please ask me. We'll discuss. This is the end of the slides for today lecture. Now coming to the discussion point, let's come to the chatting. Keep you put your question on the chatting box, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask question.